Hi, everyone. So my name is Nilesh Mathure, and today we are going to talk a little bit about online courses and LMS systems. So we've got quite a full house here. That's the maximum number of people actually eCamp can handle. So I'm not sure if we're going to face any lag or anything of that sorts. But Jason, why don't we start from top here? Why don't you give a quick introduction and then go Joe, Laurel, Wynne? Yes, please.
Thanks, Nilesh. Obviously, been on a few of these now with the gang, so I've been spending quite a lot of time this week developing my first online course. So I'm a soccer coach who coaches soccer coaches, yeah, I'm stepping into the online course space. So really excited for tonight.
Excellent, thank you, Joe.
Hey everybody, it's Joe here. If you don't know me already, for the silly memes in the group, I'm basically a artist, fine artist, cartoonist, and by night and day, I am a digital marketer, an SEO, web developer. So, and I'm just playing with a lot of tools and talking to a lot of people in the group. It's a lot of fun.
Excellent. And Laurel, this is your first session for like Brews and LTD, so welcome. I mean, you have done a session on social media already, so a lot of folks in the community know you. And I just want to say a few other things around, like, you know, the amount of experience you have in the LMS space is quite incredible. So yes, why don't you give a quick introduction, Laurel, about yourself? And yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've always been in education. I've worked mostly with universities before I worked in social media. At one point, I went to Cisco and helped set up their certification CCNA program so that there was online training, and it's a really good extension for a brand to build brand ambassadors who pay to do courses. So if you to become Cisco certified is something you want on your certificate, and I did that in the very, very early days using a platform called eDeploy.
Okay.
And then just basically teaching at uni, and I was a Udemy person, one of the very first ones. And yeah, I've got about 60 online courses, I guess, about that many. Yeah.
That's excellent. Excellent. Wynne?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I've been on enough of these now that you should know me. If you don't, it's kind of weird. But yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, got different businesses, had various businesses over the years. The current business I'm building is to do with data and analytics. And yeah, that's where my focus is at the moment. So, and we've got some really cool stuff that's going to be coming out soon to do with what's called NFTs. But more on that in the future. We'll talk about that later.
Cool. Okay, so cheers, guys. This is like a brew. So everybody has a drink with them. Cheers.
Water bottle, orange juice.
Yeah, water bottles. That's fine. Water bottle is fine. Cheers. Cheers to that.
It's a school night.
Yes. So why don't we start with, and I know Jason has been reviewing quite a few different tools recently, especially is building a new course. Jason, like what's it like? I mean, how many platforms have you evaluated, especially on AppSumo? And which one did you pick? And, you know, can you talk a little bit, and then we can talk to Joe, who is thinking of doing a course, and Laurel, who has 60 courses, and then we come to Wynne. Yes.
Yeah, so because I'm at the very beginning of my journey, I'm very cost conscious at the moment because I'm starting out. I'm testing the water and going to see if my industry takes the bait. So looking at the Teachables and the Thinkifics, their pricing plans are something that I wanted to just be mindful of initially. So I looked at AppSumo, and this is something that I've always wanted to do. So I've known for a few years now that I wanted to create an online education platform. So the first one that came my way via AppSumo was Gurucan. So I purchased Gurucan, and then it might crop up later on, but Gurucan started to have a few kind of system issues, and a lot of people were quite unhappy. And just as that happened, Spayee came available. So I thought I would look at that one as well. Now, listening to you and Joe on Friday about kind of LTD strategies, my strategy is always to have two products, one as a fail safe and one as a primary product. So Spayee is the one that I'm going with. And actually now Gurucan have gone through a transition, and they seem to be getting kind of better feedback now on the product, although I'm not using it. I've got it sat in the background in case. So that sits on the shelf, and Spayee's on my desk with what I'm working with. So right now, really just trying those two out because I think they're very cost effective against maybe the more established platforms. But I'm really like, Laurel's got 60 plus courses. So I think I'm going to learn a lot on this call.
I can't hear you, Nilesh.
Oh, can you hear me now? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, me neither. There we
Yes,
go.
I
Yeah,
can.
there we go.
Yes,
That's
yes,
okay.
yes.
That's fine.
I was on mute because Safi was, a little bit. Anyway, so Joe, I know you are. Have you decided on the platform? Why don't we jump to Laurel and Wynne, and then we get to you?
You want to jump to Laurel or me?
Yeah, jump to Laurel first, Wynne, and then we'll jump to you back to you. Yeah. So Laurel,
Okay.
yes, take over.
Okay. So I taught at the University of Sydney for about 17 years, a course on social media called Social Media Foundation or something. And then I realized, and I was speaking at a lot of conferences, and I realized I should take my online course knowledge, create an online course, and then give people access to it so I could retain the relationship. Otherwise, they come in, they do a couple of days, they leave, and that's it. So this was a business course, not for undergraduates or postgraduates. It was a business course. So I wanted to keep those businesses in my network, and that's been super successful because I'd rather give them an online course, even if I'm giving them a coupon and they're not paying for the online course. But they've already proven that they'll pay, like they're paying $700 a day to do a course at the university. So I know that they're willing to spend the money on upsells, if that makes sense. So I thought that an online course would be a good value, and it was. I've got about 11,000 students in my courses. So, and they all retain the relationship with me. They remember me. They see my little face on videos, and I keep an ongoing relationship with them. I think the issue for me was not understanding that Udemy was like Facebook. In the sense that you're building your empire on somebody else's land.
Yes.
And they came out with a shock decision quite a few years ago now. And I mean, I was invited to their conferences, and, I went to America and I did all that stuff. And then they decided that no course would be more than $50, but mine was selling for $550. And I was sending it to people who didn't want to do a day course with me and wanted just to do the online one, and they were buying it. And suddenly I had 4 weeks to jump ship.
Wow.
And so I completely agree with Jason. I never have one solution now. I always have multiple solutions, so I can turn on a dime and send people to the new course or to the next platform. Some things to think about. One is Thrivecart.
Yes.
Just very quickly, with Thrivecart, if people buy monthly membership, I can shift them to the other platform and just embed the Thrive cart. I don't have to cancel their membership and get them to re-sign up. I'll just give them access. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
By using an independent shopping cart. Yeah, because I had to leave Teachable as well because I didn't like what they were doing. And they changed the rules and the terms and conditions at the drop of a hat, and in some cases didn't even email us that they were doing that. So I didn't like Teachable for that reason. There's a long list of platforms I don't like.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
But I've done the same thing as Jason. I've bought a full stack of Spayee. I've bought ezcolab, which is not as sophisticated or up to date as Spayee at the moment, but I'm going to sit on it and see where it goes. And I'm also looking at chatting to someone at the moment about buying at least one tier of Heights platform just so I can be familiar with it. One of the things for me is I don't just run the courses for myself, although, like I said, I've got 60 of my own courses, but I also work with companies to build up a branded edu-social so that they can build brand ambassadors through courses. Like, I don't know, like if you buy VBout, they give you access to their academy online, that kind of thing, like a branded community course.
Yes.
So I'm always interested. If it doesn't suit me, it might suit someone else. So I try to keep my what's the word? I try to keep an eye on things anyway. That's kind of where I'm at.
I noticed, Laurel, on your website, I think parts of it at least are based on new Zenler. Am I right? Or
yes, when I left Teachable and I went to Thinkific, I lasted there about a week.
Yes.
And then I moved, and I tried Thinkific a few times. Then I moved from there to New Kajabi. And I realized that New Kajabi had really good drag and drop landing pages, but is expensive. And my issue with all of these platforms is that once the student is in, the interface is all the same. It's all the Udemy interface. And I don't like, it's a locked off gated bar at the top and a locked off sidebar, and it's a linear structure. There's, one of the interesting things with ezcolab is it seems to be folksonomic based, so it's tag based, so people can go into tags and then follow those lectures. I have a Cert 4 in adult education, so I'm used to learning pathways and helping people understand what is next. Like, there's a lot of courses that are just really one-off YouTube videos. I told you it's going to be full of things I don't like. But a tech tip where they use lorem ipsum rather than actually walking you through, this is how to create it from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's a learning pathway. I don't want just
the nuances
how to upload a CSV. Sorry?
The nuances need to be covered, as well as the big idea, because the nuances are where people get stuck. So what you're saying is you need to guide people through that, because in a real world scenario, people are going to get stuck there and they're not going to finish learning.
Yeah. So for instance, there's no videos on Mastera that actually solve the problem. How do I sell bookings to clients from the beginning to the end? There'll be something like how to put up a payment system, or how to integrate this, or how to do the pieces, but not a step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. It's the same with VBout to a certain extent. This is how you upload a CSV, but it doesn't say this is how you send out an e-newsletter from beginning to end, and all the bits in between, and what you should include and what layout. It's not a pathway. It's bits and bobs sort of tagged.
I'm sorry. I think there is a problem with our connection in YouTube. But some people are saying it's lagging, and some people are saying no lagging. So what do we do? Can I disconnect everybody? Is that okay if I disconnect?
Lagging for me.
It's lagging. Why don't I disconnect? Give me like a minute and then you can dial back in. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry about that, guys.